By micromanaging, you're holding your business back.
Hello and welcome to the Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Nowakowski. I'm a salon owner, educator, and mindset coach that helps hairstylists and salon owners go from overwhelmed and burnt out to motivated and empowered. It is my mission to help you systemize your business, generate more profit, and create a career behind the chair that you love. Join us every week to learn about small shifts you can make to elevate your business regarding mindset, marketing, social media, business systems, and so much more.
Leadership is everything when it comes to actually having a successful business because people want to work for a leader. They don't want to work for a manager. When I first opened my salon, which was 9 years ago, which sounds so crazy to say out loud because it literally has gone by so fast, I was a complete micromanager and I was terrible to work for. I literally wanted to control every single little thing in my aspect, like in the aspect of my business, because I had so much fear around failing and I had so much fear around not creating a good reputation for my business. And what ended up happening was I ended up creating a very toxic and non productive staff because I wanted to control every single aspect of what they were doing, the work they were putting out, how they were actually doing the services, the way that they interacted with their clients. I mean, you name it, it was on my list and I had a way to do it and I didn't allow for any freedom. And I realized over time that by having this type of mentality, I really was ruining my business. And to be honest, I almost closed my business because I wasn't successful. And it took for me to actually go through coaching with Destroy the Hairdresser to really wrap my head around me being the problem. So I wanted to touch base on what micromanagement is and what accountability is because I feel that a lot of salon owners are so afraid to hold their team accountable because they're so afraid that the team members that they currently have might leave. And there is a huge difference between holding somebody accountable and actually managing somebody. So management is what most businesses are doing, right? And no matter what type of business you have, or no matter what type of managing you want to do, it's really hard. It's really hard to inspire people. It's really hard to make clients happy. And it's really hard to keep your team moving and going and filled with desire. So, doing management and actually leading your team takes a lot of patience and it takes a lot of intention. So I find that a lot of salon owners are so afraid to hold their team accountable because they mistake accountability for actually micromanaging. And accountability is totally different. So accountability is actually holding your team to the expectations and the standards you have in your business. And it's actually holding them to the results that you want them to produce. Where micromanaging is overseeing every little single aspect of the entire process to get the result. So there is a huge difference because micromanagement doesn't allow any freedom. So I want to give a couple examples of what micromanagement looks like inside of a business. So first and foremost, you are probably micromanaging your team if you don't trust anyone to get the job done. And I just want to say that if you have people in your business that you do not trust to actually do the job that you've hired them for, then you need to get rid of them because they don't belong in your business. I also want to touch base and talk about micromanaging being hyper focusing on all of the little details. So we can't have a little process for every single little detail in our business because that does not make for any freedom. We need to hire the people that we completely trust in our business because that is what's going to give us freedom. Micromanagement also expects continuous check ins, and they are always looking for their team to come to them for answers instead of allowing the team to come up with their own solutions, which is also a problem. So, most salon owners, I just want to preface on this, they open their business because they want freedom. But then they create this environment where every single person that works inside of the business relies on them for every single answer and solution. So they end up creating their own prison because the business can't run without them. And that's really what micromanagement does. Micromanaging leaders, they expect the worst and they are not thinking that their team can put out the best without their help. It also creates frustration, and accountability creates results, and micromanagement eliminates freedom and it puts the blame on you. So when you don't let your team have personal responsibility and accountability, then you are taking all of the blame for their lack of success because you're telling them how to run every single aspect of their business. But when you give your team the freedom to come up with their own solutions and you're giving them the power of personal responsibility, then their success is in their hands. And that is something that is so amazing that you can give to a person because it really is giving them control of their life and they're able to create what they want to create. And that's when you start really providing fulfillment in your business. And when you provide fulfillment in your business, that's when you create an awesome culture. And that's when you truly create long lasting team members. And I love this too because I think a lot of salon owners have a very distinct idea of how they want things, or they think that they have the most experience and they know how to do everything the best. When in reality, that is truly keeping our business from growing because there are so many amazing minds that come through our space. And if we try to micromanage that creative energy, it really stifles it and it really does limit the growth of your business. By micromanaging, you're holding your business back. And this is also going to create disconnect in your workplace. People become hairstylists and people want to do hair because they're usually creative beings. And when you take that aspect away from them, it really does kind of put out their flame and it takes away that desire and the funness of why they started doing hair in the first place. So a couple other reasons why we shouldn't micromanage is that it can become counterproductive and it can lead to a toxic environment. It will also detour established stylists from working for you. So a lot of stylists, if they are already established at another salon, the only way they're going to leave is because they're experiencing a pain point or because they want to try something new and they want to try something that they want to try, not something that is forced on them. So by really micromanaging your team, it really does detour stylists from going to your salon and it probably would push them more into like a rental salon if you're a commission salon owner. Micromanaging also creates lack of motivation and innovation. It eliminates your freedom as an owner, mentally, physically, all of the ways. It does eliminate your freedom because if you are a micromanager, you can never remove your mind from your business. You're always thinking about it. If you're not there, you're always checking the cameras, you're always wondering what's going on. And it really does kill your freedom and your happiness. When you have people working in your business that you truly trust and you know can handle their business, like today, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go into the salon or not today. I'm not sure if I'm feeling it. And I know if I'm not going to go in, that my salon is going to run by itself. Every single person I have working today knows how to check out their own clients, knows how to do all the things. I trust that they can handle their clients, like the client experience, everything. And it gives me the freedom to stay home with my kids if I want to. And another thing that micromanaging does is it creates stress. It creates stress on your team. It creates stress on you. It creates low job satisfaction. And the reason why it creates stress is, to be honest, if you want your team to do things the way that you do them, it's impossible. Nobody can recreate something the exact same way as you. And no one can recreate the exact same thing as somebody else working on your team. It is literally impossible and it sets expectations that are not reachable. And when your team is going into your business and they feel that they can never reach expectations, it really does crush their soul and it crushes everything that they do. And it just makes a very stressful environment. Have you ever walked into a business or walked into a salon and you can feel the energy and the energy just feels like negative? You can just feel the tension. That's created by micromanaging. it just creates this toxic, just horrible feeling. Clients can feel it, new staff members can feel it, everyone can feel it. And it again, it also slows the growth in the business, and it slows down the growth of your team. So, I want to go into today's conversation and talk about how accountability really is the key to a healthy workplace and how it helps ensure that employees are aware of what is expected of them and why. And it's trusting your team that they will actually make the right decision for your business. And that is what is going to create an amazing, long lasting, fun, and fulfilling business for you and the people that work for you. So, here are a few ways that you can start transforming the micromanaging inside of your business. And one, it starts with actually training your team and really giving your team the tools that they need for success. So, if you have a team member that isn't doing things up to par or isn't really upholding your standards, I want you to look at yourself as a leader and ask yourself if you really did a good job to train them and if you really gave them the tools that they needed to be successful. Because 9 times out of 10, you probably didn't. And you probably didn't set clear and effective expectations, because a lot of people have a hard time like actually discussing and sharing these things because they are afraid to detour a team from working with them. And in reality, when we don't have clear expectations, that's when we feel the need to micromanage. So you can effectively eliminate this feeling of having to micromanage by being straightforward and upfront in the beginning. And that's when you start attracting a team that really aligns with your business, because you will hire people that align with your standards and align with the things that you want, instead of hiring people and trying to train them to do things the way that you think they should do things, or hiring people and just assuming that they'll know what you want.
When it comes to hand tied extension services, there is so much to learn. The reality is, support as you're developing your technical skill and building your extension clientele is so crucial. Do you ever feel like you took an extension class but questions pop up as you begin to take on the service? You are nervous about taking models or paying clients and you wish you had someone to support you? You are unsure of how to market this new service online and need help. You feel like this new part of your business is disorganized and you wish you had templates, social media guides, and so much more. Then our 30-day Build Your Business workshop is perfect for you. It's time to take the overwhelm out of this service and get the technical, social media, business support you need to take your extension business off the ground. Our next session kicks off July 11th. To learn more, visit gracehandtiedmethod.com/workshop.
So, as a leader, you have to have really good, clear communication. Communication is everything. You also need to be realistic and understand that each team member's capacity and focus on their strengths, and not give people things that is outside of their capacity. So every single person that is working for your business is starting off at a different level. And trying to give somebody who is at a level 5 a level 10 task is not going to work. So you really need to know your team and know what their capacity for success is, so you can properly delegate and give them things that will actually align with what they can achieve. Because when we're giving people, like for example, I had worked at a commission salon and I was forced to do a perm, and I had no idea how to do a perm. There were plenty of older hairstylists in that salon that could do a perm really, really good, but I could not. And I was still forced to do it, which set me up for failure. And, we really need to know our team and what their strengths are and where they shine, because this is where we're going to build confidence in our team too. Did I have a great experience and a lot of confidence after I finished that client? No, I wanted to not do hair anymore because it was a horrible experience for me and it was a horrible experience for the guest. So, really making sure that you understand each team member and you're really setting them up for success is really important. Again, this is going to give you freedom because we are giving people the things that we trust them to do, which frees our mind and it frees up our feelings of reactivity and it frees up that urge to want to micromanage. And then we also have to let go of perfectionism. And I think this is really hard because we want everything done in our business because we have a lot at stake, right? We have a lot of finances at stake. We have a lot of, our reputation is at stake. Will they leave a bad review? And to be honest, nobody is perfect. And our team members make mistakes, and it's okay because the best lessons are learned from those mistakes. I remember so many times I messed up some hair. I really did, but you know what? Every single time I did or something didn't turn out like super great, it was a learning experience for me and it pushed me to learn how to do things better. And we can't take away those experiences from our team because then our team isn't going to grow and they're not going to thrive. And to be honest, that's where they find fulfillment when they overcome situations in the salon and they actually overcome a objective and then turn it into a positive. So we need to let go of perfectionism. We need to let our team make their mistakes and we need to let our team make their decisions for their business. And I'll give an example of this. So I had a team member today. He forgot to close off his books and somebody booked online. And he had two commitments then at 7 o'clock. So for me as a salon owner, and most salon owners would be like, well, you're going to take the client because the client brings in revenue. And that's what we need you to do, which a lot of reactive salon owners would do that. But instead, it was his mistake. So I said, listen, this is up to you. Like, you can either decide, like, what you want to do. Like, what is more important for your growth inside of my business? Is it A, building your clientele, or is it B, your speaking commitment that you made for yourself? I said, it's totally up to you. You just let me know what you want to do. He's like, okay. He's like, I kind of want to do both, so I have to choose. And I was like, all right, it's up to you. He chose to stick with the client and then move his speaking engagement. So, giving them the freedom and understanding like that was a choice that he had to make for his business and his growth is what makes you an amazing leader. And a lot of salon owners take those opportunities away from their stylists, which makes them feel inferior and it makes them feel like they're stuck. And we don't want people to feel like they're stuck. Big people should make others feel bigger. And when we give people the opportunity to really kind of focus on what they want for themselves and their career, that's when you truly are a leader. And people want to work for leaders. People don't want to work for salon names anymore. They could care less. Instagram, social media has changed that. They want to work for people who are truly going to help them grow. And to be honest, there's so much more fulfillment in that for you as a salon owner when you see these people thriving in your business and you see them happy and you see them doing the things that they love, like there's nothing better than that. There is nothing better than that. And that compared to trying to micromanage every single little aspect, I mean, that there's hands down, like, there's no other choice but to do the right thing and to be the leader and not the manager. So, the last thing I want to say, well, actually, I have a couple more things I want to say. You need to let your team take the lead. Every single person wants responsibility. They want to be a leader. They want to be special. So let them lead and let them have responsibility and let them truly take on the things that they want to take on so they can grow their capacity for success. Because when they grow their capacity for success, it grows the success of the business. You want to also provide feedback, right? So the whole point of accountability is holding them accountable to the things that they're also doing wrong in your business. So it's all in the way that we say things, right? Like we can't have people showing up in our business late. We can't have people, running over on time. We can't have people, making, like very like catastrophe like mistakes in our business. What we can do is hold them accountable to our standards. And that's having conversations in a way that is emotionally intelligent. And that's having a conversation that is giving them the opportunity to come up with the solution. So if someone is arriving late every day, having a conversation, this is hindering our reputation. because that is the one reason why I will fire somebody is if they hinder a reputation for things that are not, that is a fixable situation. So giving them the opportunity, how can I help you be on time? Do we need to change your schedule? Do we need to, come up with a plan? But I'm going to give you the opportunity to come up with a solution for this problem. And I'm going to give you, a couple or maybe one more opportunity to not let this happen again. But if this does happen again, then we're going to have another conversation, and then we're going to have to discuss your employment here, because I do have certain standards that I want inside of my business, and this isn't upholding my standards. That is much better than saying, you can't be late. Why are you always late? This is a bad experience for a client. Like, I don't understand what you don't get. Don't you understand this impacts the business? That's a manager. So, really understanding and thinking about the conversations you're going to have and plan them out in your head, right? And always going into conversations with logic and not emotion. Because when we go in with a logic brain, it allows us to really have a proactive conversation. We can feel frustrated, we can feel angry, and we can get really, 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 really reactive. And that's okay. But we do that in our office behind closed doors and share that stuff with maybe our mentor or maybe another salon owner friend that we have, or maybe we have a trusted manager that we can share this stuff with, but we never share the stuff with our team, because our team always needs to trust us, and our team always needs to have a leadership mindset towards us and us towards them. You also want to make sure that, again, I said this in the beginning, if you do not trust your employees, then you need to eliminate the ones that you don't trust. Just get rid of them. They're going to ruin your culture. They are going to wreak havoc on your freedom, and they are not going to enhance your business. So just eliminate the people that you don't trust and that you feel are not trainable and that are not able to change or make the changes to uphold your standards and your expectations in what you're creating. And also have clear guidelines and responsibilities. Everyone should know their role. Everyone should know what their duties are. And then if they aren't doing those duties, then it is our job as the leader to have conversations with them and remind them that this is what we hired you for. And when we brought you on, this is the responsibilities that we did share with you. And we need to make sure that you are accomplishing them, because that is what is required to work here. And that is what accountability is. And it's also making sure that you honestly are having clear standards for yourself. What do you want for your business? A lot of salon owners try to, change and tweak things to fit people that work for them. And that just makes a whole mess. And then that just kind of eliminates the reason why we opened our salon in the beginning. I work with a lot of salon owners. I coach a lot of salon owners, and a lot of them are like, oh, well, I really want this stylist to work for me, but they only want to work with this color line. Do you think I should bring on this color line? And I'm like, do you want to bring on the color line? Like, what do you want for your business? We don't have to change all of the things in our business to attract people. We need to hold our standards and have what we want in our business, and then find the people that align with that, and be okay if it doesn't work with somebody, because then that's not our right team member, right? We can't make all of these adjustments in our business to make everyone happy, because it's impossible. That is impossible. You just need to find the people that align with your strong core values and what your vision is for your business. And then when somebody is ready to start their own vision or has their own vision, then they can go and do their own salon or open their own salon suite, right? That's the beautiful thing about our industry. I think it's really hard for a lot of people my age. Like, I've been doing hair for 20 years. I was raised in the salons of hustle culture, and I still have that mindset of work, work, work. I want to work. I want to make money. And to be honest, and even after all of the things that we've gone through in the past 2 years, like, people realize that money isn't what makes you wealthy. It's not the only thing that makes you wealthy. Like, there's balance, there's, your friends, your family, like doing things that you enjoy doing and having like a life that actually brings fulfillment, and not just focusing all on work. And we need to change our mindset and get rid of that old school mentality of, that people like owe us something because we're giving them a job. And in reality, that's not how it is. Like, we provide an amazing space for people to work, and we have people that are like working in this beautiful environment with us, not for us. And even in this day and age, with the opportunity to go on your own and the opportunity to create your own business inside of, like a salon suite or something, like you really have to make your place like great to work for. You have to be great to work for, because if you're not, there's so many options. And why would you not want to be great to work for? That's what's going to bring you happiness and fulfillment too. You don't want to go into an environment every day as a salon owner and feel like your team doesn't look at you as a leader, that they, their attitudes change when you walk in the door. That's how it was when I first opened my salon. It was like I walked in the door and it was like everything switched. And to be honest, like that wasn't a great feeling either. So we have to find fulfillment for ourselves, and we have to provide fulfillment for our team.
Did you like what you learned in today's episode? Visit gracehandtidemethod.com to learn more about how we can help you grow your business, including social media classes, workshops, and masterminds, plus so much more. Have a specific question or topic you'd like us to cover? DM us on Instagram at gracehandtidemethod. We're here to support you and your business in any way that we can. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next week.